Here are 10 super unusual ways to make money. Number 1, selling your own sperm. A lot of people sell their body fluids, believe it or not, and donating sperm can be a great way to make some extra money. But there is a bit of a catch with this one. The donor needs to qualify. The qualifications include height, build, attractiveness, blood type, and preferences. They also look at educational background, ethnicity, and family medical history. Now, these are things that could potentially be on the wish list of the sperm seeker. The process can be rigorous, but if you meet all the qualifications, you could make thousands of dollars. And just for doing something you're probably doing anyway. The only difference is that you're doing it in a controlled environment. Now, however, sperm banks often have all the female staff to administer tests. They also take you to this sacred room with the TV in adult films. And then there's the chair, which is probably still warm from the last person. And another potential hurdle in this process is that even if you pass the test so far, you're still not out of the qualifying stage. After you've given them a couple of samples, they need to test your little swimmers to make sure they aren't deformed or even lazy. Remember, they've narrowed it down to guys like you, and they only choose a few lucky ones. If they choose you, you may have to sign a contract to provide a sample once or twice a week. You may be obligated to come in for months or even a year. And until you fulfill all your obligations, there's a high chance that you won't actually get paid. Now, it assures everyone that you'll live up to your contract. So the whole process of in vitro fertilization is outrageously expensive. It can be quite difficult, requiring a lot of tries, so if you sign on the dotted line, you've much signed on for a contracted job. It's a lot to go through, but if you're a qualified donor, it's a good payoff considering what you're being paid to do. I mean, once you're qualified once, there's a good chance you could qualify again later. In fact, I believe there was a story not too long ago, well, actually, no, it was probably a few years ago, where a guy actually had basically, I think, over 1,000 kids that came from basically his donations, right? So if you get lucky enough, I guess, if you were to really think about it, you could potentially make thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars with just one hand. Number 2, selling your own plasma. Now, you can expect to be paid anywhere from $20 to $50 per donation. The range in compensation is related to the volume of plasma you're able to donate. The FDA sets the guidelines and the ranges are 110 to 149 pounds, 150 to 174 pounds, and 175 to 400 pounds. The more poundage, the more plasma, and the more cash you're paid. Plasma is another way people sell a part of themselves. Now, it's relatively easy, but again, you'll need to qualify as a donor. With a little bit of patience, though, you can gain some easy cash by selling plasma. Now, you usually need to be at least 18 years of age and weigh at least 110 pounds. You have to undergo a couple of medical examinations and a medical history screening, and they may test for viruses like HIV and hepatitis too. So if you got faulty juice for some reason, they will label you deferred. This is a nice way of saying you failed their screening and you are getting the proverbial boot. A deferral can be temporary or permanent depending on the infraction. For every donation you make, you can expect to make between $20 to $50. The amount you get paid is based on how much plasma you can donate. There are FDA standards and guidelines laid out to protect your health. The ranges, like I said, are all the 110, 149 pounds, 150 to 174 pounds, and 175 to 400 pounds. Now, if you do it regularly, you can bank up to $300 to $400 every single month. Regularly means twice a week for about 90 minutes each visit. If needles don't bother you and you've kept yourself relatively clean over the years, it doesn't take much effort. Number 3, selling your own hair. Now, it may not be easy for some people to sell their hair. We tend to hide behind our looks in some cases, and hair is one of the biggest ways we do that. Now, our hair can be a major way of expressing who we are. Selling hair is effortless, though it might not be the easiest thing to part with. Some people seem to exhibit strong emotions when they cut their hair. All said and done, it will grow back. This list of methods of money making are for when you're in dire need of cash. While all hair can make some money, there are some hair types that can be a cash cow. Depending on the type of hair, if it's in demand, it can fetch a lot of money. Now, there are many websites that provide a marketplace for hair, making it easy to find a way to reach people looking to purchase your hair. If you're looking to make a difference, however, you can donate your hair for a good cause, and many people donate their hair to a charity to help medical patients with alopecia or cancer who have lost their hair. There are charities like Locks of Love or Wigs for Kids who specialize in children. There are also organizations like Pantene Beautiful Lengths who focus on adults, mostly women. Number 4, selling odd pets. This refers to legal pets, of course. Although the payoff for black market pets may be tempting, the consequences can be severe. You don't want to go that route, and there are plenty of people who have made a respectable living off of selling strange but legal pets. Jellyfish is one pet that is in demand and brings in a fair wad of cash. Butterflies are also in big demand. In fact, there are loads of specialized animals and insects people sell that bring in an unbelievable load of money. You may need to know the law when it comes to some animals that are strange but legal to own in the US. For example, the capybara, which is the largest rodent in the world, can be owned in Texas and Pennsylvania. Other states may require you to register a capybara as a pet. Fennec foxes, which are the smallest fox in the world, act a lot like a domesticated cat or dog and weigh about 4 pounds. They are currently legal in Missouri, Minnesota, Nevada, and Washington. Number 5, unusual subscription services. So technology has contributed to a higher level of convenience. Anything you want is now available for online purchase and delivery. You can get everything you want right at your doorstep. There's a guy in Switzerland who started a business shipping socks to subscribers. He found out there's a market for people, most likely men, who hate sock shopping. So they just subscribe to a service that ships them new socks about every 6 weeks. In the service, Black Socks provides shipments of socks throughout the year for a subscription fee. Now, they also send underwear as well. They now sell all over the US, the UK, and Europe. So some of the other unusual subscription services include a bacon club where you get shipped different kinds of bacon every month, which sounds freaking amazing. There is an underwear supplier, feminine products, and dental hygiene products. For those who like writing on nice stationery, you can have fancy papers sent to you every month. Celebrities will send you random things every month if you're into that. You can have fresh grass sent to you monthly for your dog to poop in. And if you like to eat and you like music just as much, you can have music and food sent to you that mesh together, whether it's Italian music with pasta or Mexican music with salsa. Thanks to the internet, whatever your desires are, you can likely have it sent to you monthly. Number 6, friend renting. Yes, friend renting is a thing. There are people who rent themselves out for all sorts of reasons. They attend types of activities, outings, functions, and events, and some people even command $50 per hour or more for being a hired friend. But it's not the people who hire themselves out that seem unusual. Many people would be up for hanging out with someone for $50 an hour. It's the people who hire them who are a bit of a head scratcher. And for sites like rentafriend.com, it states quite clearly that there will be no adult contact whatsoever. But it's almost inevitable that there has to be some kind of mutually consented contact. Touching may happen that wanders outside the stated boundaries, which might break the rules, but we're all human. Number 7, Bitcoin mining. The process of mining Bitcoins and even the idea of Bitcoins themselves have most people scratching their heads. What are Bitcoins and how are they created through a mining process? Bitcoins are a cryptocurrency and then a type of decentralized currency. They based on blockchain technology. And so the value of a Bitcoin fluctuates, sometimes quite wildly, depending on demand or speculation. So anyone can open an account on a cryptocurrency exchange like Coinbase down below and link up a bank account. Then they just transfer money and purchase Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, and you will also need a wallet to store them, which Coinbase does have that for you. So your initial investment in cryptocurrencies will increase as the price increases, just like any other investment. Cryptocurrencies had an amazing year in 2017. Bitcoin, for example, opened the year at around $966 per Bitcoin. Then they skyrocketed to a high of almost $20,000 per Bitcoin toward the end of the year. So the potential is there to make it an absolute fortune, but along with the reward comes the risk. Anyone who bought the top needs to decide if they should sell at a loss or hold and see if it spikes that high again, and this explains the volatility and wild fluctuations in price. It has become a speculative game on such a massive scale. Korea has outlawed cryptocurrency exchanges altogether. Mining is a process where you purchase and build the computing equipment to confirm transactions in the blockchain. As a result, you can generate more Bitcoins. Although this sounds simple, you need lots of technical skills to accomplish this feat. You also need many resources like computing power, electricity, and internet bandwidth. But the main thing here is the electricity power. That's like the biggest factor. And then there's the heat. A mining operation of sizable proportion generates an immense amount of heat. This turns out to be one of the biggest issues plaguing big Bitcoin mining operations. But for those who manage to get a mining operation set up and running, the Bitcoins are a profitable reward. Number 8, a Venom milker. Being a Venom milker takes a certain breed of person. But people can make money by milking venomous snakes for their venom. Many companies use it to make anti-venom or add it to drugs to treat many types of human medical conditions. Anyone who does this for a job would need extensive experience in handling venomous reptiles. They would need to be an expert in this field, as the margin of error would be zero. A milker has to have steady hands to gently open the mouth to expose the fangs, then they have to squeeze out the venom. Venom milkers respect the snake and know if the snake got the chance, it could kill them. They use extreme caution and professionalism. Number 9, being a medium. It pays well to be a medium. It pays especially well to be a medium for pets too. Evidently, lots of people are interested in connecting with Fido from beyond the grave, and it's not one of those gigs you can just go to school for, though. If you think you have what it takes, this is a good way to make some easy coin. Firstly, you must have the spidey senses. You have to believe in what you're doing, and you learn to communicate with the dead. There are countless psychics who do incredibly well for themselves. They have many ways to get messages to people, so they appeal to many. You can do tarot cards, crystal ball reading, or communicating directly with the dearly departed. And then, number 10, the Korean Mukbang. This job is one of the most unusual. There is a phenomenon in Korea where people record themselves sitting and eating. However, they consume an unusually large portion of food even by American standards. They do this sometimes over the course of a few hours while commenting on it all. They sit, eat, talk, and then chat with viewers who are watching them sit, eat, and talk. Supposedly, the top paid mukbang earned in the realm of $300,000 in a year, just for eating and talking. But without a workout routine, such a massive intake of calories could cause a lot of weight gain. Health issues would eventually scupper the entire silly production. But as the broadcasts have become more popular, there has been a boom of everyday amateurs trying to break out as mukbang. So there are many people who value popularity and potential fame and riches over their general health. I mean, think about it. What would you do if you could make $300,000 a year? Check out 14bucks.com to master your money, personal finance lessons and courses. Do you want to learn how to make money online? Learn the 4 steps to make money online in the description of this episode. Get a free stock worth up to $500 by joining Robinhood and linking a bank account. And automate your investing with Acorns. And you could get a small amount of free Bitcoin by joining Coinbase and investing $100.